protection while cultivating the appearance of adventure tourists if we were spotted during daylight hours. That was, however, where the concessions to discreet appearance ended. Our true intentions were betrayed by everything else we currently wore. MC-6 main parachutes tightly packed into bulky containers on our backs, with T-11 reserve parachutes across our abdomens. The tightly adjusted harnesses were uncomfortable under the best of circumstances, and less so when a modular weapons case was suspended from your left side, stuffed with a suppressed rifle in addition to a tactical vest with ammunition, grenades, medical kit, and radio. The coup de grace to the entire configuration was the heavy civilian hiking packs secured to our harnesses by virtue of a quick-release system, and currently pressing down on our thighs as we sat on the aircraft's canvas fold-out seats. And if the collective weight of all this equipment wasn't sufficient to motivate us to exit the aircraft in the most expeditious manner possible, then the fact that we all had to piss like racehorses after gearing up over 3 hours ago in Burundi most certainly was. This type of thing was more or less standard fare during my time as an Army Ranger, albeit using enormous military aircraft like C-130s and C-17s, instead of our current vehicle, an L-410 turbojet, a twin-engine transport plane, lightly modified by the CIA to insert operatives well before the crew landed to conduct an ostensibly legitimate cargo transfer. "Don't get me wrong," Worthy went on. "I don't like high-altitude free falls either, but at least it's civilized. I don't go in for this static line shit, man." "Relax," I told him. "The OSS used to infiltrate with low-altitude jumps all the time." "Yeah," he agreed, before countering my point with his own sage observation. "They sure did. In World War II. Beyond that, it's only worth the risk for airfield seizures. And I don't think we're in any danger of getting tasked with one of those anytime soon. Do you?" He wasn't wrong, I thought. I replied, "I'm with you, brother. I tried explaining all that to her, but she wouldn't sign off on a free fall, so here we are. And look at the bright side. The closer we are to our objective, the quicker we're on the way out. This still beats walking in, doesn't it?" "It beats walking, but that's about it. Mayfly should have signed off on a free fall," Worthy said, using the radio call sign for my team's immediate supervisor, Mei Ling Chen. "Look," I told him, "here was the convo. According to her, why risk an aircraft being detected on a cross-border incursion when the agency routinely flies to and from various spots in the Congo? Because any cargo is inspected by Congolese authorities upon landing," says I. Then she said, "So we'll have the pilots fly their usual flight path, lose altitude a bit earlier than usual, and drop us on the way." I told her a static line jump was noisy, noticeable, and comes with an untoward risk of landing in the trees. She asked if I wanted the mission or not, so it's either us jumping this way or the other Project Longwing team that we're not supposed to know about. Worthy heaved a sigh. She just wants a low-altitude airborne insertion for her resume." "That'd be my guess," I acknowledged. "And it's pretty hard to get that notch on her belt because anyone with half a brain would be flying a lot higher right now to do a free fall." My soliloquy ended with a hand touching my shoulder, and I looked up to see our flight's designated loadmaster leaning down to announce, "We're about to descend. 10-minute warning." He returned to the rear of the aircraft, making way for a second member of the aircrew, our airborne safety, who moved in the opposite direction. I gave Worthy a helpless shrug. "Well, that's my cue." The aircraft descended as I struggled upright under the weight of my gear. I ran my hand down my static line, a length of yellow webbing that draped over my shoulder and ended in a snap link secured to the carrying handle of my reserve parachute. Unhooking the link, I reached up to clip it over a braided steel cable running the length of the aircraft. Then I formed a bite in the webbing so I could slide it along the cable as I waddled toward the tail, leaning forward so I didn't fall ass over tea kettle as the bird continued its downward trajectory. The loadmaster was waiting just aft of the closed jump door, and I handed him my static line before turning to face my team. 10 minutes! I shouted, extending both arms with fingers spread.